Hello, and welcome back to the New Dad Fitness Podcast. My name is Trent, and this is a show dedicated to helping new dads with kids under 5 or 6 navigate the exciting, chaotic, and often exhausting journey of fatherhood while keeping their physical and mental health in check, right? For those of you who are on YouTube, g'day. Obviously, I'll be looking at my script over here. For those of you who are on Spotify, disregard what I just said. So, as you could probably tell by the title of this podcast, we're going to be tackling a phrase that's been floating around for a while now, all right? Which is often sort of talked about with a bit of tongue in cheek, a bit of a laugh or whatever. But we're talking about the dad bod. Right, and what that sort of means in this current sort of day and age, and I guess we'll talk about that. Right. So, what exactly is the dad bod? Well, generally, it refers to a male physique that is less about being shredded and having abs, and more about being comfortable, slightly rounded midsection, and perhaps a little bit softer overall, reflecting a lifestyle where fitness might not be the top priority, right? So it's often associated with fatherhood and the idea that once you have kids, your body naturally shifts and your fitness goals take a backseat to childcare, work, and obviously the sheer lack of sleep, which is something that I get. I understand that a lot. And, there's a certain charm to the dad bod, right? There's that sort of, it suggests that the man has kind of settled down. He's a lot more comfortable. He feels very comfortable with his wife or partner. Sorry, that is, they sort of look at them as they don't really have to put in a lot of effort to be super shredded or anything like that anymore. And that's not the peak male attractiveness, right? So, and it makes it look like, a couple of beers and a bit of a barbecue is okay all the time, right? And it's celebrated as sort of like a sign of authenticity, or even it can be a bit of attractive. It can be attractive to some people, right? But here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with the natural body shape, and absolute perfection shouldn't be the goal for anyone. But the dad bod narrative can become a bit of an excuse, right? It can subtly undermine the importance of our physical health, and not just for aesthetics, but for our actual capacity to be effective, energetic, and present dads, right? So think about it as new dads, we need energy, right? And we need strength to lift our kids, carry car seats, push prams uphill, chase little children around the park, right? And we need endurance to survive both broken nights and keeping up with relentless demands of our kids, right? And critically, physical health is deeply intertwined with our mental health, right? And when we feel sluggish, weak, or out of breath, it impacts our mood and our patience and our overall well-being, right? So while the dad bod might be a culturally accepted normality, I want to challenge today's podcast and to sort of redefine what fitness means in fatherhood, right? It's not about becoming a bodybuilder or competing in marathons, unless that's something that you want to do. Personally, I compete in bodybuilding competitions. I want to show my children that they can, if they stick to something and they wholeheartedly want to achieve something, that they can do it regardless of the things that are outside, trying to stop them, i.e. for me personally, sleepless nights with children, or, food not being great, or stress and stuff like that. I want to teach my kids that you can overcome adversity, right? Like that, right? It's about cultivating functional strength, sustainable energy, and a positive relationship with our bodies so we can thrive as dads, right? So let's dig into what this refined dad bod should look like and how we should get there, basically. All right? Less about specific aesthetics and more about what your body can do for you and your family. So functional strength. So forget about the bicep curls for a minute. All right. Think about the movements you do every single day. Lifting and carrying, from like lifting a toddler out of bed. That's like doing that archy thing where they lift their back up and they kick up and they're like, mate, relax. I am actually going to drop you. Right. Or carrying a car seat, which weighs a fucking metric ton, or hauling a pram upstairs, right? Squats and deadlifts, even just like leg press, RDLs, are your friends here. They are going to create a strong base of legs, and your core is going to be better for it too. All right. Think about pushing and pulling. So pushing a pram, pulling like a reluctant child out of the, out of the car seat when they don't want to get out, and they're like, and they're trying to just hold on. Yep, sweet, love that one. And then like obviously carrying your shopping and stuff too. So pushing movements, like just doing some push-ups at home, or even like finding like a resistance band and like tying it down to something that's super stable, or even getting your partner to hold on to it and just doing some seated rows or some overhead lat pull downs and stuff like that. Seated, you can get your resistance band, sit on it, push some overhead stuff. Right, it's pretty basic things. Core stability is obviously a non-negotiable, right? So a strong core supports your back, improves your posture, and helps with every single movement you make. So things like planks, bird dogs, leg raises are fantastic. It's not about having a six pack. It's not about having a six pack, because you can buy a six pack from the shop. That joke. It's about building a solid foundation. Okay. So, and then we're talking about sustainable energy too. So making sure that we're fueling, this is number 2. So fueling our fatherhood marathon, right? So sleep is often a luxury. So we need to make sure that we maximize it as best as we can, and maximizing our energy if we don't get enough sleep too, right? So movement, even short bursts of physical activity throughout the day can help boost your energy, more than like obviously just sitting on the couch trying to conserve energy, right? So like a brisk 10-minute walk with the pram, or like quick set of push-ups, just like kids having a like, if your kid's anything like mine, does like 45-minute naps, dude, you can get so many push-ups done in 45 minutes, right? Just smash them out until you can't do them anymore. And then like maybe even just like having a bit of a run with the kids, throwing the ball with the dogs and letting the kids run after the dogs, and you're running after the ball that's got the dog. You can do some stuff. It's fairly simple, right? They aren't just workouts. They're just like little boosts of energy, and it gives you a good little hit of dopamine too, because you're playing with your kids. Kids are having a laugh. Everybody's having a great time until somebody falls over and like donks their head or something, and that's shit. But it is what it is. When it comes to like nutrition, we touched on this before in a couple of the other episodes, but prioritize whole unprocessed foods. So things that are, straight from the ground, veggies, meats, yogurts, milks, stuff like that. And I know that they're a bit more processed, right? Yogurts and milks are a bit more processed, but it's still good stuff for you, okay? Don't fall in a trap of like drinking endless coffees, endless like Monster energy drinks and fucking like sugary snacks and shit that are just going to like fake placebo you throughout the day. All right. Focus on protein, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates to provide sustained energy, and meal prepping even like some few snacks just to sort of get through the day. All right. It can make a huge difference. Hydration is obviously simple, but it is easily overlooked. Drink water, right? Drink water. It will help you with your fat loss journey. It will help you stay full. Sometimes people will look at people will like go, oh, I got to have like a glass of water or a glass of Coke. I'll have a glass of Coke because that tastes nice. Doesn't do anything for you, man. Like especially if it's like the zero stuff, it's not gonna really do a whole lot for you. If you're in a calorie deficit, might help you with a little bit of satiety, but you want to stay hydrated with the water, right? So being fatigued, being dehydrated is going to lead to fatigue and like brain fog. Okay. When it comes to like mental resilience, we talk a lot about mental health here, and physical activity is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal to keep your mental health stable. Okay. It helps in reducing stress. It's a fantastic reliever of stress. It helps process cortisol, the stress hormone, and releases endorphins that make you feel better, right? And obviously improve your mood. Even a short walk can clear your head, reduce anxiety, boost your mood, gives you much needed mental break from the intensity of parenting, right? Going back to the stress reduction one, when it comes to actually training and getting moving and all that sort of stuff, you might find that because your energy is lifted, your testosterone is also lifted too, which can lead to potentially better sex drive, right? Which means sex with your partner, which is obviously going to make you feel good because the endorphins are rushing through you. That is such like, it's funny how people go, I don't have any energy to work out. And so that means, I don't have any energy so I don't have sex with my wife or my partner, but I don't have energy to work out either. But if you really pushed hard to work out, you more than likely would have an increase in testosterone to have sex with your partner. So something to think of. Apparently we're like a sex podcast now. Anyway, better sleep when you get it. Regular exercise can improve the quality of your sleep, even if the quantity is still limited, right? So quality is up, quantity might not be. But that's okay because quality over quantity, right? So just be mindful and not do intense workouts, like too intense workouts close to bedtime, right? Because you'll be stimulated as fuck and you will be like in bed shaking like a leaf, okay? And that's not what we want at all, in the slightest. So how do we integrate this new definition of fitness into our already packed lives as new dads? Well, it is about smart strategies, not massive time commitments, okay? So embrace like little micro workouts. So forget the idea that you need to have an hour for the gym. 5 to 10 minutes on a focused effort multiple times a day is incredibly effective, right? Example, 10 minutes of squats, push-ups, planks first thing in the morning, another 5 minutes of stretching during nap time because you got 45 minutes, right? You smashed out a shitload of push-ups. You got the ability to have a little bit of a stretch at the end there, all right? Granted, I do understand that when their kids have a nap, they use that 45 minutes to their complete advantage to throw in a load of washing, clean the fucking kitchen, do all this sort of stuff. I guarantee you that if you focus on doing like a quick little 5 to 10 minute circuit, you'll get all that shit done even faster. All right? Guarantee it. Or then like even like a brisk walk before dinner if it's still light. It all adds up, right? It all definitely adds up. Number 2, when we're trying to integrate this into our life is to involve the kids. Kids are a game changer when it comes to this sort of stuff. Grab them, bench press them, right? Grab them, get them to hang onto your arms, try and curl them, right? Do all that sort of stuff. Put them on your back, squat them. They will love that shit. I guarantee it. My kid fucking froths it, thinks that I'm the best dad ever. And I'm like, dude, all I was doing was just fucking squatting you on your head, right? Go to a playground. Take the kids to a playground. Go do some pull-ups on the monkey bars. Go do some push-ups on the other stuff that they've got there. Sometimes you can find playgrounds that have like workout gear next to them, which is pretty cool, right? Make sure that you do some active play with them. So things like chasing, lifting them, putting them on your shoulders, like I just said, dance parties, 2 fights, all that cool stuff. Taking a pram for a walk. It's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory, right? Number 3 is focus on consistency over intensity, right? Showing up every day for just a little bit is way more powerful than going all out, balls out, to have the best workout ever, right? You're just going to be debilitated for the next couple of days. So pull it back a little bit, go a little less hard, and you'll be able to repeat that over the whole week, right? Don't aim for perfection, aim for effort. Some days will be like 20 minutes, some days will be 5, and some days will be fucking nothing, which is okay, right? Just get back on track the next day, like I just said. Number 4 is plan, even just a little bit. So look at your week of strategically what is going to happen. You know, you're at work, blah, blah, blah. You're at work, da, da, da. The weekends are set, Saturday, Sunday. If you're thinking about having a sleep in, you usually get up at, what's it called? You usually get up at 5:30 in the morning. All right, going to work. You're thinking about having a sleep in till 6:30, 7 o'clock. Now you can pull that back by 15 minutes and wake up at 6:45 or 6:15 and go and do a workout. It's 15 minutes. It's not going to kill you. right? Does your partner have a regular outing? Can you get up 15 minutes earlier? Like I just said, can you use your lunch break at work for a quick walk? Something like that, right? Even a small plan makes it more likely to happen. Number 5 is be kind to yourself. There's going to be days where the dad bod feels unavoidable. Kids will be sick, you'll be exhausted, and the fridge will only contain leftover pizza. It fucking happens, and that's okay, right? Don't let one missed workout derail your entire effort. Forgive yourself, reset, start fresh tomorrow. The goal isn't perfection, it is progress. So that's one of the biggest things that I find with a lot of my clients is that they'll miss one workout, but fuck it, I gotta start again on Monday. No, you fucking start again tomorrow, right? What's the point in you missed that workout on Tuesday. You're not fucking waiting around till Monday to come back around. I'll whoop your ass, right? But you just gotta forgive yourself. If you miss one, shit happens. You know, maybe throw in an extra, if you go to the gym regularly 5 days a week, right, which is great, but you miss a workout, just throw a little bit of extra arms in at the end, right? So you're already doing your bicep curls, throw an extra couple of sets in. Or if you're already doing like some lateral raises or something, throw an extra couple of sets in. You'll be fine. It's okay. One missed workout or something like that is not going to completely derail you, okay? So sort of to wrap up, right, the dad bod narrative, whilst often harmless, can sometimes give us permission to neglect our physical well-being at a time when we need it most, right? As new dads, we're not providing our families. As new dads, we're not just providing for our families. We are the pillars of energy, patience, and active participation. Redefining the dad bod isn't about fitting into old jeans or impressing anyone. It's about empowering yourself to be more capable, resilient, and a joyful father. It's about having the energy to play with your kids, the strength to keep them safe, and the mental clarity to navigate the ups and downs of parenthood. Wow, I'm like getting real philosophical, aren't I? I'm like typing this shit down as I'm writing. I'm going, you are basically Gandhi. So let's retire the idea of the dad bod as an excuse and instead embrace the concept of the new dad strong body. New dad strong, right? Fucking love that. New dad strong. One that's functional, energetic, and ready for all amazing features that fatherhood throws your way. So that's all for the episode today. Gone quite a bit of time this time, about 18 minutes, which is nice. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate the shit out of it. Like I said, this is a little bit of like a brainchild that I hope will help dads everywhere, right? And if you found this discussion helpful, obviously share it with another dad who might be navigating the same sort of issues as you are. And remember to hit that follow button, or when you're on YouTube, press the subscribe button as well, so that you don't miss future episodes, and where we continue to explore practical ways to stay fit and healthy in fatherhood. The next one, we're going to talk about metabolic adaptation, which is a very, very in-depth conversation to have, but it will allow a lot of people to understand why their diets aren't working, or why they're just not losing any weight or putting on muscle and stuff like that. It's going to be a pretty cool one. Right? So until next time, keep moving, keep feeling your body, keep embracing the incredible journey of being a new dad. Stay strong, stay healthy, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.